them and correct them. Like, you know what I mean?
So you're for killing kids, is what you're trying to say?
No.
I'm just kidding.
You're saying it's okay in some context.
You're just saying colonizing
I'm
is
not
wrong.
saying it's okay. Yeah, I just. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I know. We're just being dicks.
Yeah.
If that's what they do, who knows why they do it and for what reason?
Well, you could look at it the other side of the card.
Yeah.
That's what they do equally as that's what the Christians do.
I mean, we all agree that there's some shit going on here that we don't understand. You know what I mean? It's like.
In which way?
Like
You mean
like
like
you
on
travel to a distant land and they're doing practices and they're doing things like the same thing with the Amazonian jungle, like in that movie I was telling you guys about, how when the Germans were getting there, one of the German scientists, he was hungry, he was starving, he wanted to eat fish, he wanted to pick the berries off the plants, and the native there would tell him, don't do that. You have to wait for the first rainfall of the season to be able to hunt for fish, because if not, the jungle's gonna punish you. You see what I'm saying? Like what if there's just in some areas of the world, maybe there's powers that be there that we can't understand because we're not from there and we don't know what's going on there. So like, let's say theoretically on this island, they do have a practice of sacrificing like a child every couple years or every year or whatever, for whatever reason. Like, who's to say that the land there is just operating in a different way that we just have no idea about? Because do you think like murder doesn't naturally come to human beings? So you think there has to be a reason why they started doing
How
that?
many children does the U.S. sacrifice with these bombs and war just for our luxury of living?
Just for
with
the luxury of
iPhones?
living. Yeah, that is kind of hypocritical, I guess, if you put it that way, right? Because we're supporting our military, we're supporting our government, knowing our government is going out.
Because our land works a different way. Our God works a different way.
Our land is at a price. Freedom isn't free. You know what I'm saying? So people have to die regardless. So what would you prefer, I guess, speaking like if it's like a nation of people, one child sacrificed to that deity once per year, or millions of innocent lives killed for modern luxuries? You know, which one kind of makes more sense? You know, I guess. Like, I'm not saying that's what it is. It's just a theory, I guess, a possibility. Or maybe them killing fucking kids is just totally wrong. We should definitely send a bunch of Christians over there. Or that could be the truth too.
I don't know if that island specifically is killing kids, but
Yeah.
they kill anyone that tries to come on the island.
So we don't know anything about that.
We don't know.
We've
We don't know what they
tried-
believe.
So as soon as we get close, they're just like,
Well, because I believe the story is some foreigners came and they raped one of the women.
foreigners came and raped, like they're indigenous.
Yeah.
women. Yeah, that seems to
Well,
be.
there you go. That'll do it.
So they're like,
They
No
pass
more.
that story down to their children. They tell their children, hey, don't trust the white man because this is what
Yeah.
they do. And, you know,
Nah, it's wrong. It's even like what they did to the Aboriginal culture, you know?
it's the same thing.
Just like the stolen generation and...
The Catholic
I think-
Church
I think
converting
it's more-
everybody into Catholicism, you know, and then you got the priests there abusing and beating the children.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, they were worshiping a bunch of pagan gods. It was a polytheistic religion, all these fake idols, false idols, like the Bible likes to say they're false idols. Okay, you know, but like how are these people living, you know?
what do you think about here where we're at right now? You feel anything about this village? I mean, they're living a different way, like we're talking about, living a completely different way. How many times did they yell at us just for even getting close to their temples and stuff?
They don't want any contact.
think a lot of
Well,
it-
is it because of disease?
I believe it could have been that from a long time ago, but it's mostly because of caste system, right? What would you say? Why don't they touch foreigners?
Actually, it
or
was
let
the scene
foreigners
of
touch
the
anything.
Alexander army now, like they believe they're higher than us.
Some
Because-
of them.
Yeah, because it's the specialized culture, plus descendants of Alexander army.
The original democracy?
But not everybody believes the Alexander story.
Well, these people definitely look different.
They definitely look
Yeah.
Greek, don't they? Some of them.
Their eyes, I'm like that bluish color of eyes. It's like I've never really seen that. Maybe I think
Sculpted by the Greek gods.
they're not light blue. They're like a darkish bluish.
With that like
But I
beautiful
think-
skin color.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think
Even
a-
the baby was blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
true.
we're in India, you know.
I think a lot of it is like tribalism, you know? Humans just naturally don't want to mix other cultures. And I think that's fair enough, because like if we mix too much, maybe we need to have our own ecosystems, you know? We live in different ways in different parts of the world instead of being like, you have to live like us, and it's like this ego shit.
Or maybe there's
I
just
think everyone does it.
maybe there's just a better way to do it. Maybe we just haven't been doing it
It's hard
the proper way.
I mean, America's collapsing for a reason.
Pride, what is it? Pride comes before the fall. We think that we know best. There's
Yeah,
everywhere, man.
maybe human beings just aren't like healed from their generational trauma enough to be able to do it correctly. Like I guess maybe like how do you kind of like become friends with somebody that's not natural and spontaneous? Like you got to be kind of kind to each other, be kindful gestures to each other. So maybe it probably takes a lot longer of a time for people to build relationships with each other before they go and contact each other and visit each other's land. You know, now with the internet, it would make more sense. Back then, obviously, you just kind of had to show up somewhere and talk to some people and shit, you know? But, like, now, I guess, if the world were to restart itself, but we had internet at the beginning of the age this time, you know? And people, well, maybe not internet, but a way to people can communicate freely.
Maybe
Maybe it'd be different, you know?
Dakota, it's like a game of civilization. You just gotta you gotta spread your shit, otherwise some kid next door is gonna take over. You know.
If Kingdom Rush is
maybe
taking over
it's
my
just all
time, I
survival.
can't even imagine that game. Because Kingdom Rush is pretty simple. That shit sounds really cool. I was looking at the screen and I'm like, what the fuck's all that shit?
We're talking about like culture. And
Yeah,
building
we've been playing
theaters
the game
and
Civilization.
What the fuck?
You hire like great scientists.
I'm like, what is the genre of this game?
Spreading. It's just
Great
like,
artists.
It's like a reality simulator. That's how I'll describe it. You gotta spread your religion, otherwise, you know.
It's an objective life simulator.
So back to the original question: what about the guy dying? Was it right? They have a right to kill him for trying to spread their religion?
If
there?
he knew the second guy,
You know what he said? He said, "My Lord, this is the only place they haven't heard your name, so I'm coming to spread it."
Because another side of it is like, I think in Catholicism, they believe that if you have never heard of the word Jesus before and you die, then you get a pass basically, because like you never denied the name of Christ. So in a way, if you just leave them alone and they never hear of Christ, then you're actually in a way saving them. So
That's so funny because when I was in a Pentecostal church,
Maybe.
I asked, what about people that have never heard Jesus? And their answer was, everybody's heard the name. And everybody, if you haven't heard the name Jesus exactly, then something in your body is feeling that, and you can feel the connection then.
like it's in your conscience.
It's like something in your consciousness and is telling. But Jesus, maybe like, is that just a name we give it, a face we give it? You know, like
right.
from stories and passed down shit, we all have maybe this connection with God or whatever the divine spirit is, divine entity, whatever.
What?
But like, you know, we go to war because we all try to call it something else, something different, because of stories of people that have lived.
Right. Maybe, yeah.
Jesus lived. Does supposedly these things happen? I'm sure probably some of it is true, some of it's probably not true. Like, how do we know that now? You know, if you really have the faith and you trust in that, then like you can't really know for sure.
That's right.
But if he knew that he was going to that island and they were gonna kill him because they don't like foreigners there, then he should have known he was risking his life.
Maybe like the first guy, it's like debatable.
He was probably like, God is gonna save me.
Yeah, probably. He really probably thought that.
But the second guy, if he knew that his mate went in there and got killed, knowing full well he's risking his life to do it, then that's like, you just take that risk, you know? It's like if you go skydiving or whatever.
But imagine the faith that kid had to just say, "Fuck it, I believe in this so much, I'm going to risk my own life."
No, yeah.
It's honorable in a way, but also kind of like, you idiot,
I guess we'll know at death.
you dumbass idiot.
Well, don't you think we probably needed somebody like that? We all need that guy.
Yeah.
Like
It's like in war, right? Like you need that guy who's like willing to die for your
For the
people.
greater
Like,
cause.
sometimes
It
you
took
need that.
30. It took almost, I think, 30 people to die for the first wingsuit to be made, and now there's people making a whole sport out of it. You know,
Yeah, right. I just
True, planes too.
planes.
Kitty cats.
That's like the most meow I've ever. Meow.
I've heard that they only meow to humans because that's them trying to imitate us.
Really?
no.
Well, because if you ever see a cow, they don't meow to other cats. They go like, "Arr." It's only like to humans they come up and
Nah.
No, you've seen it?
Nah, I think I've seen a cat meow and like meow, wow, and they're just talking to each other and shit.
But if you've seen it, that means you were in their presence.
Huh?
Meaning, if you saw it, you either saw someone record it, which means that they would have been in the cat's presence, hence the meowing.
Oh, shit, you got me there.
But like when cats fight, they make a lot of noise.
Gotcha.
More than the general meow.
Gotcha.
Don't argue with that. You got me there.
You gotta put a camera in the wild,
Checkmate, mate.
and then if you see a cat,
I feel like they meow.
But the
It's
meow
not
for us,
confirmed.
I've also heard that the meow for humans.
Yeah.
When they need something like food
Yeah.
or just like, because in their own
It would
species,
change my life if that was
they
true.
must be communicating within their
Could you
own
imagine?
expressions and stuff.
They-
They're just trying to mimic us.
But hold the fuck up, man. Making fun of me?
let's just say it's true. Until proven wrong.
Cats are
I just start spreading it. Did you know that?
Yeah, right.
You know, there
Everybody's
was.
like,
I had a fact that I believed in for so long and it was wrong, and I told everybody.
Which one?
Is that bats always turned left when exiting a cave. And for years, I was like, you want to know a crazy fact? And it's not true.
I met a dog that could only turn left. I recorded it. Like it literally never ever turned right. Like if it had to go that way, it'd have to do like a 360 turn. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Did you know? Every time
Did you know?
That is a cave.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Mute.
You feel.
Did you know that Batman was based on a bat?
Well, here we are. Here's Milana. Post-chillum conversations.
But I gotta say that I like this the second time around better.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Shut your. So what do you think of Milana?
What do I think of
It
it?
doesn't matter what you think. No, but
interesting-
honestly, what
it's
do
an
you
interesting
think of your
place.
like your? Well, this is like your third time, right?
I think so.
What do you think?
It's interesting.
Or do you just think because
It's
like,
beautiful. Every
you
time I come, I'm like, oh, I forgot how beautiful it was.
do you become like more comfortable, I guess, with the people?
No, I'm still equally.
It's hard to think of these things objectively because I'm trying to think like, is it just my mindset that I'm just more at peace with myself, therefore I'm just projecting like, oh, it's nicer here, or are the people actually nicer and accepting tourism?
Hard to say. You'd have to come every day to collect that data. Get a proper hypothesis. Well, actually,
Actually, if you survey each person from a scale of 0 to 10, what do you think of tourism? And then every week, and then you'd like have to get the average and fucking crunch some data.
okay, E equals MC squared times 3.
But you need that guy too, I guess.
Y1 minus Y2 over X1 minus X2 equals Y over 2 as the common denominator.
negative.
And the answer is, yeah, they do like tourism more.
Yeah. Scientifically speaking, they do like.
I mean, theoretically speaking.
Yeah, theoretically. According
Practically.
to our hypothesis, they do enjoy tourism more.
Well, it depends on